If you ever feel like your home is keeping secrets, you're probably right. This story will chill your soul and keep you wondering what lives right beneath your feet. Watch till the end, because the truth doesn't reveal itself until the final moment. When Julia and Mark bought the 19th century Victorian house in Blackridge County, they thought they were buying a dream. It was quiet, surrounded by trees, and far from the noise of the city. But dreams can quickly turn into nightmares, especially when the house has a past that refuses to stay buried. On their first night, as Julia unpacked boxes in the living room, she heard a soft tapping sound beneath the wooden floorboards. It was faint, rhythmic, almost like a heartbeat. She called Mark over, but by the time he entered, the sound had vanished. "Probably old pipes," Mark said, brushing it off. But the tapping returned every night, and each time it got closer. One evening, Julia placed her ear to the floor. The sound was clearer now. Whispers. Not voices she could fully understand, but a cold, angry murmur, like someone trapped and furious. Julia began digging into the house's history. She found a sealed box hidden in the attic, wrapped in old cloth and tied with a rope. Inside were children's drawings, disturbing ones. They showed a girl with hollow eyes, standing under the floorboards, the same girl in every picture. That night, Julia dreamed of the girl. In the dream, she stood at the edge of Julia's bed and whispered, "I'm still here." Julia awoke gasping, her chest heavy, the room cold despite the heater. The next morning, she noticed scratch marks on the floor, as if something or someone had tried to claw their way out from beneath. Mark didn't believe her. He said she was letting the house get to her. But Julia couldn't shake the dread. She decided to lift the floorboards in the living room. Mark was away at work. With each board she removed, the air got colder, deeper. She reached a layer of rotted wooden planks, then found a trap door. It hadn't been listed in any blueprint. Shaking, she opened it. A ladder descended into darkness. With a flashlight in hand, Julia went down. She found herself in a hidden basement, filled with children's toys, rotting dolls, old shoes, and in the center, a rocking chair. The chair moved slightly, creaking softly. No breeze, no windows, just movement. On the far wall, scrawled in charcoal, were the words, "They buried me wrong. I stayed awake." Suddenly, the flashlight flickered. A cold whisper brushed against her ear, "I remember you." She ran up the ladder, screaming, slamming the trapdoor shut. When Mark returned, he found her crying on the floor, pointing at the sealed door she had nailed shut. They called in a priest. The house was blessed, but the whispering never truly stopped. And the next owners? They reported the same sounds beneath the floorboards. Because some houses don't just remember the past,